Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Destiny 2 community. Listen, many of you have been part of the channel for a while, and you know that I'm a bleeding heart for the new player. I'm a bleeding heart for the casual. I'm usually the one out there defending you guys, trying to stand against gatekeeping, trying to stand against people who would belittle you and put you down. And I just want you to know,
I'm telling your asses now. It's time to get real. Time to get real.
how do you like that intro? You like them apples? You know what? It's been waiting. I've been holding it in for a very long time. And it wasn't until Guardian Games with the boss rush that I really had to say something, especially in the comments of my videos when I was calling out bad players. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you. So many people trying to defend some of these shittiest players, and then it's the realization that most of the community sucks ass. It is hilarious how Destiny was nominated for 2 awards. One for like the best expansion, which yeah, there was no way in hell it's gonna win that. And the other one for the best community. No way in hell it's gonna win that either. But you know what? There's a chance in hell for Bungie and Destiny as a whole to win. If the Game Awards gave a medal for the shittiest game population, it would go to Destiny, because the majority, not all, because there's some really good players, but there's overwhelmingly a majority of the Destiny community that sucks fucking ass. They have no business being that bad. That's the sad thing. There's a fine line of incompetence, and Destiny players take it to the extreme. When we're talking about not just endgame, the most basic, primitive expert mode, which I would say isn't the most challenging, especially when you look at the other things like Grandmasters and Master, all that is harder, but expert. And it's funny because when you go into expert mode, you kind of hope that the people who are playing it are experts. You know, that's kind of it's in the name, expert. Yeah, I know understanding words is hard. So I challenged the Destiny community to look up what expert means, but then I realized the Destiny community doesn't know, like a majority of the Destiny community doesn't know how to fucking read. And that was very apparent in the past episode when we have Contest of Elders, and you on the side, it literally told you the objective, what to do, and how many people in the Destiny community just fucking ignored it. You could literally, and it's funny, it is so funny, because Bungie's gonna make an explore mode to help new players and casuals learn how to do dungeons, which sounds great until you realize that even if Bungie were to put a playthrough, like they could literally put a Rick Cactus video in the actual playthrough of the dungeon, and people would still fucking not know what to do. Because that's how bad people are. And I'm not joking. I have played with people that I swear are bots. I think I played against Fortnite bots that have more intelligence and capability and skill than a lot of the Destiny 2 community does. And you're wondering, whoa, damn, why are you shitting on the community so much? Oh, maybe it's just because I've dealt for it like 10 plus freaking years, all the way back in Destiny 1, where we would say, must have Gjallarhorn. I wonder why. Must be able to do this, must be able to do that. I wonder why. It's because people want experience. They want meta. They want to accomplish their goal, their objective. And that is like a self-report. Anytime I see a comment when I do a video talking about like the best possible options, the best roles, and whether something is mid or something is good, people get so upset when you talk about meta, and it's a self-report because they're shitty players. They're shitty ass players. I'm sorry. If you play a real MMO, like World of Warcraft, you play games like RuneScape, Diablo 4, you play actual games that need some strategy, that need meta build, especially for their end game content. People aren't going to be doing the fun option. They're going to be doing, I'm killing the shit as fast as possible to get the loot. And that's what translates into Destiny. Can you have fun? Absolutely. That's what normal mode is for. That's what patrol zones, dares, alter sorrows, blind, vanguard ops. That's where all that can shine. Play that. But when you're in a fucking grandmaster, I don't want to see you running the most unmeta build possible. And here, I'm always saying that anyone can do a grandmaster with anything, and that's absolutely true. You can absolutely do any grandmaster with any build, with any weapon, but I don't want to fucking take 3 hours to do it. Because it's my time. Just like raids. You know, when know what must to do. You post that in the LFG, know what to do. Apparently for now, for Destiny, knowing what to do is just being able to pull a fucking trigger to shoot your gun. I thought it meant being able to know the mechanics, but no. Apparently being able to do ad clear of a rocket is all you need to know, because that's all people want to do. And that is all because of fucking Root of Nightmares. I hate that raid. That raid is like a dungeon / strike, and it has literally ruined the community, because now every freaking person who isn't like a veteran is out here treating every raid like, oh, I can just do ad clear. I watched a video by Dato, and I can do ad clear. I can do ad clear. I'm a rocket right here. I'm going to do ad clear. Yeah, and then they're in the middle of Salvation's Edge in the puzzle room, and they want to do ad clear. I know what to do, guys. Doesn't actually know what to do. Well, guys, I'm the last one alive. There's all these ghosts, and then there's statues. What am I supposed to put the ghost at? Guys, I'm ad clear. I'm just ad clear, guys. I'm just ad clear. What? I know what to do, but I didn't volunteer to do this job. This is not my job, guys. I'm ad clear. I got my rocket. Like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry. If you load up and you join a group that says know what to do, for like Vault Glass, for instance, you should be able to know the basic ass callouts. You should know how to deal with confluxes. You should know what it means to take Oracle's middle and L2. You should be able to understand what does running mean. If you're doing Templar, we need a runner. You should be able to do that. When you're going and doing Gatekeeper, you should know when someone says, hey, come over to Mars. You should know what that means. When you're doing Atheon and someone says, oh, L16 or far left middle, you should know what the fuck that means. And you know what? People don't. People don't. Because they suck ass. Every freaking day, it is always the 1, 2, 3 groups of people who don't know what they're doing. From boss rush to grandmasters to the basic ass raids to even dungeons. Listen, I'm not, if you're looking for a Sherpa or a carry, that's fine. Because you know what you're looking for. There's people out there who are actually doing that. But if you join a group that is not looking to do a Sherpa, don't fucking volunteer someone. Hey guys, I joined you. You wanted people who knew what they're doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. Could you teach me? Fuck off. I hate those people so much. There's nothing worse than some slimy little rat that joins a group, continues to fail, doesn't say that they don't know what they're doing because they know they're in the wrong. They know that they're in the wrong place. They know what they're doing is hurting the group. And you spend an hour on 3 encounters, 2 encounters, because that little rat continues to mess things up. They mess the mechanics up. And then the moment someone else fails or dies, they're the first person to call them out to deflect. He messed up. I saw him. He messed up. It was him. It wasn't me. It was him. It was him. It was him. Little rats. What's even rattier are the people who don't know what to do and they post know what to do on LFG. They want you to know what to do, but then they don't know what they're doing. Seriously? If you're going to make me carry you, at least pay me. Seriously, if you want boss rush, $100. Trials, $100. Raids, $100. Grandmasters, $100. I demand, if I'm going to do a carry, I demand you pay me $100. I'm not joking. I'm not joking, because I literally did a Salvation's Edge week 2, and I joined a dude who was doing account recoveries. And I asked him, because he mentioned it, he's doing multiple runs, and he wanted a fast team, and we did 3 characters, and he did 3 characters that he was recovering, and he was on his 10th one. And I asked him, like, how much do you get out of this? He got $100 for 1 run. He did 10 runs so far in 1 day. My dude made $1,000 from some dumbass who couldn't learn to do it himself. And that's why I have not seen another gaming community that has such a thriving economic boom when it comes to paid recoveries or carries or Sherpas. Like, there is such a big business that the Destiny community is probably solely responsible for funding communities in South America, because most of the people I talk to who do recoveries are in South America, Argentina, whatnot. Like, props on you. You are making business. You're smarter than the people playing the game. It is so bad that you can look for recoveries for trials, and it's all over the place. I can't Google anything. Like, when I do photos, or I try to look up stuff for Photoshop, I type anything Destiny, and there's like 30 different images from paid recovery sites. Granted, I do steal their PNGs because fuck them, that's why, but I do see them. But that's how bad the Destiny community is. I will be playing trials, and I will have people who have double primaries. They're out here playing. They're playing with not even PV, like, good builds. They're just running double primaries, like 2 hand cannons. Why? Why are you running 2 hand cannons? Or I'll run in people who aren't running even any exotics at all. Like, not exotic weapons, not exotic armor. They're just thriving. Hey guys, I'm just here to get some loot. Great. I'm glad that my flawless is ruined because some jackass couldn't bother do the actual, like, other version, the lighthouse version, or the little Make-A-Wish one, whatever it is, that doesn't screw up people who want to get flawless. Yeah, that one. And granted, I'm glad that there's people who are wanting to try and do PvP, but they're just throwing themselves in without actually playing PvP, without actually making PvP builds. And that's the problem. Like, they're just running out, or they see some dude on Twitch, they see Pure Chill, and I'm going to do what Pure Chill does. I'm going to run out and be the man and 1v3 people, and then they instantly die every freaking time. And you PvP players out there know exactly what I'm talking about when you get that one dude that just, he's 0 to hero, but he's just still 0 the entire time, because that's all he's going to get on wins is 0. It is insane that the Destiny community continues to refuse to actually learn how to play the game. And no one's gatekeeping. No one's gatekeeping saying you can't do, like, master content or doing raids or do any of this. All people ask is that you do the basic ass versions of things, learn how to do them, and then try to do them. Like, there's a process that you could do, and people, like, again, one of the biggest things that I hate is when I'm doing, like, a master raid and there's a jackass who doesn't know, who's never done the raid. Well, I watched Astaqua's video, and he said it's really easy. It's really easy. Huh? Sure, there's some encounters like Templar. You could take your baby and give him a controller, and they could kill the Templar. That's how easy it is. But if you're out there trying to do, like, I don't know, Salvation's Edge 4th encounter, and you're doing the shapes, you gotta know what you're doing, right? There's no just getting carried through, unless you're gonna pay me $100. I'm just saying right now, and that's a big thing. Like, Everyone assumes because you're playing the game that you have to carry, and this is this emotional manipulation where, oh, you're just a bad person because you're not willing to carry and help new players. Bitch, that's not my job. That is not my job. There are people who are streamers and content creators who make a living off of your ass to Sherpa and carry you and teach you and all that jazz. That's not my job. I work a full-time job. I work with children already. I work with adults. I come home, the last thing I want to do is take care of your ass. Unless you're giving me the Gluck Gluck 5000, I'm not taking care of you. I'm just saying, unless you are going to service me for carrying your ass, I'm not doing it. It's not my job. I don't care if you think I'm a horrible person. It is my time. I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to be specifically the main character of the video game because it's my game that I'm playing. It is my time, and I don't care about yours. I don't. It is extremely selfish, but you know what? I give my time to people all day long. I think it's okay to take a moment to be selfish. And when you are selfish and you are not thinking about other people and the fact that you are requesting people take care of you like a baby, when you don't actually know what you're doing, I'm going to kick you out. And I'm going to encourage the team, the leader, to kick you out. I'm not going to sit there and waste 2 hours in a raid because you guys don't know what you're doing and we're on the second encounter. I'm sorry. 2 hours of my life in one raid is not okay. You may think it's okay. That's great because that's your time. Time is irreplaceable, and unless you're going to somehow make me live longer than I am, I'm not giving you any more time than I need to. Seriously. I don't understand. And it's almost bad because the same people who want to be carried are the same people who don't want to talk. I hate doing any in-game content where no one has a fucking mic. How are you supposed to do the fourth encounter Salvation's Edge if you're not even willing to text or type? Granted, it's hard to do alone in the fourth encounter, and I'm using that specifically because it's so ridiculous how people don't use mics. Sure, there's some raids where, like Root of Nightmares, you could probably get through the whole thing and never talk a single dime. But there's some encounters in this game that you need a full dialogue with another human being. And I don't understand this. I'm so tired of Bungie not letting me solo everything in the game. I'm so tired I can't solo a raid. I'm so tired. Why is everything so hard? I don't understand. Like Dual Destiny, you thought that they had opened hell itself, with Dual Destiny requiring someone else to play with you. I don't understand how people are so vehemently against playing other people in a multiplayer game. It's not single player. Trust me, I looked at Steam. It doesn't say anything about single. It is multiplayer. It is more than one person. It is a community. And yes, you need to have a dialogue with people. And it's not like, especially for Dual Destiny, it's not like you have to sit there and have a full conversation. How's the wife doing? Hey, how's the kids? How's your wife and kids doing? They doing pretty good? No, you don't have to have a conversation. You literally just say 9-8. Witness, kill. You don't have to get crazy. You could just literally say the thing that you need to say and call it a day. We don't have to have a conversation. I don't want to hear I've got anxiety. I'm introverted. I'm really shy. Then play another fucking game. I don't get it. I don't understand. You play another fucking game. And I know I hate that when people say that when I criticize the game, but I'm low-key saying it for if your problem is interacting with another human being in a multiplayer game, don't play any other game with an end game. Don't play WoW. Don't play RuneScape. If you play with people, don't, because you will be playing. Don't play Diablo. I mean, hell, don't play half the video games that are multiplayer because there's some form of way you can communicate. Now, you play Call of Duty, you don't have to be on comms. Sure, you don't have to be on comms. Go play Call of Duty then. Go play Halo. It's crazy because what I don't understand is if you have that bad of anxiety to the point that maybe you need to get a diagnosis from a therapist, then maybe you should think about playing another game. If it's that detrimental to your existence, your ability to function, which makes me wonder about most of the Destiny community who bitches about having to play with other people. Like, let's be real for a second here. How are you going to ever touch a woman or a man? How are you actually going to ever conceive a child? And I'm not joking. You are unable to communicate for like 15 minutes with another human being on a video game. How are you going to function by touching another human being, interacting? It's like when you play a video game, no one's requiring you to shove your hand up their ass or anything like that, right? Just talk, use your words, even text, just text in the chat. Meanwhile, I don't know how you're going to conceive children. I don't know how you're going to get married. I don't know how you're going to interact. How do you work? How do you go to your job? How do you do life if you're that just like, and I get it. Sometimes I'm tired and I don't want to interact with people. Guess what? I just don't play the game. If you're that tired that you don't want to interact with people, then just don't play the activity. Don't play the game. But if it's a daily thing, then maybe you should look at your life, because if you don't want to interact with human beings on the daily, there's probably something going on with you. I'm just being honest. Just some helpful feedback. If you are that bad, down bad, that you want to avoid human interaction that bad, then you might want to talk to a therapist. Oh man, I'm sorry. It's so hard to take the community serious when like not the whole community. Obviously, I'm not gonna broad brush it, overgeneralize. It's just this portion. And it's probably a lot of portion that sucks at the game. The unwillingness to learn, which doesn't make sense because we all went to school. Well, some of us probably dropped out, but most of us went to school, so we had to learn. We had to be patient. We had to take the time to do things. It's not like you just become, oh, I'm going to be a doctor. Hey, I know what to do. No, you had to take the time to learn. And granted, yes, you might have only 3 hours a day, but guess what? You chose to buy the game. You chose to play the game. So if you're not willing to invest in the game, then don't play the game. It's like me buying CSGO. I played it. I didn't like it. I didn't want to take the time to learn it. So guess what? I don't fucking play it. And then I don't bitch about it being like, oh man, this is too hard. This is not my kind of game. They need to change it. No, I just don't play it. It's not that hard. It's really, really not that hard. Play another fucking game. If it's such a problem for you to play with other people, if it's a problem for you to learn how to play the game. I don't know what games you play where you can just jump in and you can just turn your brain off and not even think about it. Like most games, you have to put some thought into it. Like Dark Souls, you put some thought in it. God of War, put some thought in it. Final Fantasy, oh, well, I guess there is the Final Fantasy equipment for like 16 where you can put on the ring and it does everything for you. I guess those people, that's who those are for, people who don't actually want to think. Like, I'm just going to let the equipment play for me. I'm going to put the controller down and it's just going to self-play the game so I don't have to. Look at me, I'm playing a game. It's so fun. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It is so frustrating that it's happening more and more, and it's probably because the population's still on the down low. But we have all these people who play, and what's funny is some of the people that complain about the elitism and the meta and all this stuff, and they're still the same people that act like there's nothing wrong with the game. They're like, la, 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 la. Everything's happy. Destiny's great. Meanwhile, they're running into a wall. They're getting lost. They're off in Narnia while you're trying to do a raid encounter. These are the same people that I want to defend Bungie, and yet they shit on other content creators. They blame Datto. Listen. If you want to criticize Datto, pop off. If you don't like Datto, pop off. That's all you. But there are some people that are like, oh, Datto, I can't believe he doesn't like this gun. He's complaining about this. Oh, Datto, oh, Datto. They have such a rage boner for some people, and it makes no sense, man. Like, I get not liking someone, but they vehemently make it their agenda to attack Datto and all these, like Salta Grepo. Granted, Does Salted Rebel sometimes come off as like a prick? Yes, some of his stuff he makes I think he's sometimes too far in his head, and he doesn't actually bring himself down to the majority of the community. He's up in his one top percent echelon, and that's a good reason. If you don't like him, sure, that's a valid reason. You don't think he's up in his echelon, but if you don't like him just because he's a good player, and that's the sad thing. I think a lot of people hate these people like Salted Greppo and Dado, and heck, even probably veterans like me. They don't like them because they're so successful and they're good at the game. Whereas the people who really don't like them and just really point out how much they hate them is because they themselves suck ass at the game. There's a little bit of envy and jealousy going on because they're that shitty of players that they have to go out of their way to hate someone else because they're good at playing the game. Like, I'm going to be 100. Yes. Is Salted Greppo very openly, like, vocal about, hey, I want this nerfed? Sure. And if you want to make an argument that you shouldn't trust any content creator or streamer who has their hand in Bungie's back pocket and Bungie has it in theirs, and they have each other's phone numbers and they chit chat, and sure, you don't want to trust them, pop off. But to blame Salted Greppo and all these other content creators for being the reason why the game is too hard, why the Bungie nerfs everything, and why the game is so broken. I don't know what to tell you. Why are you so defensive of Bungie? Because Bungie's the problem. It's not them. Bungie's the one that makes the decisions. They're the dumbasses that break the game. They're the ones that nerf everything. Like, don't blame them. Blame the driver of the game, not the people playing it. Oh man, this has been a long time coming, and it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I'm just tired. I'm tired of this. We have to be bad players, like the stigma of not wanting to improve, not wanting to get better. Because at the end of the day, people who whine and bitch about the game being too hard, or people only wanting meta slaves, yada yada, it's called you have a skill issue. You have a skill issue. I do not believe if you play 3 hours every other day or every day a week, there's no shot that you will not gain enough skill to be able to play this game and its end game content. I do not believe it. If you are barely touching the game, that is a you problem. Do not play the game. You cannot barely touch Destiny and get good skills. Be masterful and efficient. It's not going to happen. You have to put time into it. That's what a live service multiplayer game is. You put effort into it. That's what an MMO is. It's not a single player game where you can put it down, come back and play it. It's not like Dark Souls where I can reset the game and come back and play myself. No, you literally have to learn to play the game and interact with other human beings. I'm sorry. We've been ranting, we've been raving, but I'm nothing but the truth. Brutally honest truth. By the way, if you stuck around, if you really stuck around, just know that yes, this was a little over exaggerated. It was definitely a parody to a certain extent. There's some truth. Definitely will be making a video about the new player experience in the future. Just felt like I would make this video. I don't actually hate majority of the players who are new or casual. Like, sometimes you just gotta laugh about it. I do rage and I do get a little toxic, but usually I just move on, right? I just leave and move on, and I may rant and rave, and that's about as much as I get, right? I wonder how many people are sticking to the end of this video to find out that I was definitely being over exaggerating. But it's okay. If you're stuck around and you're still heated, take a breather. It's okay. You'll be fine. Destiny's not going anywhere. Hopefully it will change for the better. Hopefully Bungie will make Explorer mode pop off, and hopefully if I can make a good enough video to kind of advertise and promote, and maybe people jump on the bandwagon, we can promote some good feedback, and maybe Bungie can make content a little bit more available to the Destiny community, because I think there's a lot going on that Bungie doesn't do a good enough job explaining. Like, I'll give you just an example. I make fun of people, I made fun of people about like not knowing what to do and like playing public spaces, but there's like public heroic modes that people don't know how to do, and it's not because it's like it's not advertised, it's not really explained. If you've never played a game like Destiny, you have no idea what to expect. You have no idea, and Bungie doesn't do a good enough job to even give you like a tutorial saying, hey, we're not going to tell you everything in the game, like how to do the secret stuff, but here's just a little down low about how we could what you could look for these kind of hints, these kind of style things, look for things that are kind of like just a basic tutorial to explain the thing. Like the amount of people who don't know how to make public events heroic, like the Blights, it's pretty bad, and it's absolutely Bungie's fault. But I would also still say it's also some of the community's fault for not actually watching the video. And based on my personal experience with the community, just because you watch a video doesn't mean you're good. It doesn't mean you're okay. You're gonna fail, and that's why you always want to join a group that's willing to teach or is okay with new players, or they advertise that they're chill. You're going to find a lot more people who do want to try to do a raid, but they're going to be more chill for new players. I mean, I ran, like I said, unironically, I ran a master mode to farm for the stuff, and a dude joined us he did Vault of Glass like years ago, and he forgot, and he picked it up faster than some veterans did. Like we explained it to him. He did every encounter first time flawlessly. So it's to say that just because you don't know what you're doing doesn't mean you can't learn. That's not true. Now, would I say that is an exception? Yes, that guy was the exception. Like, you should absolutely do the normal raid before you jump into a master. But I just want to use that as an example to say, hey, just because you don't know doesn't mean you can't know, and you can't thrive and do an encounter. You can't be successful, because you can. But I would encourage everyone to please do the basic of everything, learn it, get experience, and you're going to have a better time overall, because if you try to jump into the deep end without doing the kiddie pool first, you're going to make more of the community upset, and you're going to have the worst time. You're probably still going to struggle with up and down, because there are still really over the top toxic people. And you'll see them even in like PvP. I've seen them in literally Twitter, where you be talking about something and then suddenly they bring out your KD. Like, oh my God, look at your KD. Yeah, well, like that is a qualifier for every conversation is KD. Those people are the people that you want to avoid interacting with. And they do show up in raids as well, in PvE content. So with that being said, little chill. Obviously, I have no idea what the reception of this video is going to be. There was some truth, by the way. Even though I was trying to go over the top and just do some over the top intentionally, there's where there's smoke, there's some fire. So just don't take it as everything was just like a fat lie. It was definitely over the top, but there was definitely some truth in it. I'm going to leave it there. I don't know what else to do with this video. I just kind of decided to do the video. I have no script. It's just off the top of my head, and I have no idea where I'm going with this. So bye.